So, ground mechanics. You're dead right. As you're finishing that backswing, you want to definitely have your peak amount of energy lead side. But effectively, shifting of energy is always, in most players, a forward, and then it is a back. You correct to get the thing in motion. Yeah. There's always this forward, back to get into motion. But effectively, anytime the hands get past the trail pocket or the left arm gets parallel, somewhere in here, the pressure, which leads mass, so you first have pressure shift before you actually see a mass movement, starts to work towards the target. Yeah, okay. And the more you have energy going that way, or the more speed you have of club head going that way, with pressure going the other way, well, the more force you're going to generate. Yeah, okay. So obviously I've got 2 or 3 favorite drills that are really, really good at that. My first favorite one, real simple to get a feel for it, the evolution we're going to end up doing is this one, where you go forward, right, left, and through. Surprisingly tricky. So the first one to get used to is feet together, club forward, and then as you are throwing the club head back, and the bonus of throwing the club head back is as you throw it back, it naturally gets on a good plane. It's a beautiful thing. But as you're throwing it back, not putting it back, you're just ripping it back, you're stepping that way. So you get used to the feeling of throwing the club.
And moving in the opposite direction.
Yes, you get used to that feeling of stepping and turning. So you forward, and as you throw the club head back, as soon as that club head gets past your feet, you step towards the target. Okay. And you just feel yourself turn as much as you want. If you want your heel to come off the ground, I don't care, that's cool. But your pelvis and your sternum are turning towards or away from the target or towards the back of the room. And then from there, swing through. So that's number one. It's a great way to feel the forward as you go back. You're pretty much the same thing you do in any other sport, right? You're like batting or something, as the guy's delivering it. As you take the back lift, you're stepping. Tennis, as you're taking the racket back, you're stepping. Throwing, as you take the arm back, you're getting used to creating that separation as opposed to being too much of a move trail side and then try and do it late.
Well, very round.
You are. And then as you're doing that too, to get more advanced just with even this one, as you're going back, you can throw it up. So you can get used to going up as you step down. Okay. So you can start to get some vertical as well. Okay. Which is the major component for speed, to be honest. Like high speed players will put, or even tour players will average about 200% of their body mass into the ground to get it out, whereas there's only like 20-30% rotational force and bits and pieces. Most of it's vertical, ironically. So that's number one. As you throw it back, step forward. Next one is you do a bit of an opposite. It's quite tricky. So you start here, you step with the back foot, and then you start turning into the lead side, which I think would be quite easy for you because you naturally shift. But this really exaggerates it because you step here and there's 100% of your mass is suddenly moving back here, but your only purpose, you step and then you try get back to left side. So it's like a resistance. It's a resistance drill, So you're there, step, and then forward again. You'll find it really like, whoa, what's going on? But it's a great way to feel the pelvis trying to fight its way back here. It's awesome for effectively eliminating any of this. Is literally to step and then fight it back. Now, could you throw the forward in and go step back and then forward again? You could definitely do it. And then once you can get used to stepping that way and through, stepping back, but still trying to get back lead side again, then the final evolution is feet together and then forward first if you really want. And then you're going to go right, club goes back, left. So it's a very fast 1-2 step. So forward, right, left, and then you're in a spot where you're fully loaded down.
You're not too far on it though. I always come to here.
Yeah, so it's the pelvis that's moved forward. So effectively
it's not lateral.
No, it's not you're not getting your spine to reverse spine tilt, and your pelvis is not kicking back. You're attempting to get it so that when you've stepped, you're trying to feel. Reality is different to feel, but you're trying to feel like you get your left hip on top of your left ankle. Trying to get the pelvis way forward. It's not like the old stack and tilt. You're not trying to get your spine forward. Your pelvis is going forward. And as long as your arms and hands are just going straight up in front of you, you're up in front, if your arms are up in front of your chest, you can turn as much as you want, and then you get the combo of high hands with big rotation and lots of pressure lead side.
Yeah, okay.
Whew! It's bomb material, right?
Yeah, okay.
Because then the arms can accelerate straight down because there's space for them to do so. And then when you've got high peak vertical pressure forward early, you can come off the ground early and accelerate the club quicker. But those are 3 really good dance moves: forward, step, back, and then pressure, which leads really nicely into the... There's 3 pretty good dance moves. One of them you're going to find super beneficial. One of them you're going to be like, meh, can't do it. Or you'll find real challenging. Perhaps the one you find challenging is really, really good. Yeah, okay. But definitely start with the old Happy Gilmore step first. Yeah. It's the easiest one. This one I think you'll find quite interesting. And then the 2-step is really, really good. Yeah. Okay. And then you'll instantly start to feel some pressure shifting. And when you go back to your normal stance, you'll automatically find it quite comfortable just to do lots of little toe tapping to feel the ground. And then when you go to get moving, you'll start to feel the back and how early you can start to generate more speed in the takeaway with the club head, but your body working away from the club head, which creates the width, creates the space, creates the speed. And it's kind of effortless speed because you're generating so much torque and speed going back. There's a lot to give. Yeah, okay. But if you go back too much straight and slow with very little rotation, you got no energy. Yeah. Whereas high-speed players are incredibly fast takeaway speed with a huge amount of turn and recentering.
But they must have not slow at the top.
Well, it's going to be slow at the top because if you go, that's the tempo where you're accelerating hard at the start. So whether you're doing the step thing or not, so you step and you're throwing the club head back. So it's fast, then it's slow. And then it's fast, not because I'm trying to slow down, because I have to get energy going the other way. So it creates that braking force. So visually, it would look like a player's going fast, slow, fast. That's the tempo you want to have, as opposed to the slow, fast, slow.
And you can't go fast, fast, fast. There's
no. There's always, there has to be a braking, deceleration, then to accelerate again.
Because that's when I always see you fast, 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 you're not completing it.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with a snappy, fast takeaway as long as the body's moving it, and as long as the movement has been started, engaged by the body pulling it. Yeah, okay. And then, it's definitely a fast, slow, fast, slow. Yeah, okay. Let's get into it.